Good morning, beautiful people. It's Monday and it's a beautiful day right here in Nigeria. And in case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is M.Tommy, Pastor Peace Ark Ministry. And I'm super excited to talk to you today as a Scoanites. Yes, 100% Scoanites. All right, so over the weekend, over the last week, most of us had watched a video that was done by Sister Doofan, and I'm here to respond. As I promised, anybody that talks about this negative own nation, TB Joshua and Evelyn Joshua, and there's any negative impression about in that video, I'm gonna respond. I'm not responding because she talked about me. There's a time she did a video about me, called me out. I didn't respond. It didn't even make sense to me. I don't have time for all that. But I've seen the face that I watched that video. I've been thinking exactly what is the motive behind that video. Is she calling out mommy? Is she calling out the Scoan? Is she drawing a battle line? What exactly was the essence of that video? Because you're trying to move on, we're trying to make sure that we let the past go. And I've picked a few points from what she said, and I have them here, like 5 points. I'm like, out of all she said, I want to talk about today. Why I want to talk about this thing is because of the impression she sent out there, and I want to correct that impression. Let me start by saying that the whole saga we have today on YouTube, everywhere, Doofan started it. She brought up that negative impression that mommy chased the disciples away. She said a whole lot of things in that video. In short, the first time I made the video to respond, I responded to that video she made. Because when I saw that video, I was like, no, this can't be true. So I did my investigation and realized that everything she said were all opposites. Some of the stuff she said was out of emotion. I don't know, maybe, or the relationship she has with the prophet and the prophetess. So today I want to encourage some impressions about taking a few points from what she said. I want to correct some impression for those of you that watch that video and still thinking. The first thing she said, that the disciples were chased out that morning they were on the street of Lagos. The disciples were not chased. She's only telling us what she wants us to hear. And we have tried as much as possible not to bring in this story, because all what we need is reconciliation. We have been praying and talking about reconciliation, having our disciples back. It will be a very happy thing. Of course, as a matter of fact, every time we see any of the disciples in the church, we feel so excited and very happy. We are not saying this thing because we hate anybody. We are saying this thing because we want people to come to one place of understanding and let's get the family back. That's all. The disciples were not chased. They left on their own. Mommy did not chase anybody. So did mommy chase people and left Bosse? Mommy chased people and left Ruth. Mommy chased and left Okbe. Mommy chased and left the 5 brothers. Mommy chased and left the instrumentalists and so many people that are still there, the camera guys. So mommy chased some parts of people and left some people. They left on their own. That is the truth. She knows it. They know it. They left on their own. So you said again that the new evangelists did not have character. That before that, they used to anoint people. Must make sure that they are mature character-wise. So, are you saying that these people too did not stay with daddy up to 20 years, 18 years? And are you saying that these 5 brothers that were staying with daddy, they were there to save daddy personal altar, very close to daddy, that they had no character? That means James, Chisom, Joseph were only walking like that. So daddy was keeping people without character. Daddy was keeping people close to him that were saving him his personal altar. You call them altar boys without character. He just picked up riffraffs from nowhere. These people too have stayed with daddy for a longer time, like every other person has stayed. Before daddy would allow them to be serving his personal altar means they were mature in character, trusted, reliable, and dependable. So what are you saying here? What impression are you trying to make? Are you trying to say they have no character? If they had no character, maybe they wouldn't have been at the Scoan. the real character would have showed up. They wouldn't have been here by now. He also said, wise man Daniel anointed mommy and anointed. Ah, you see, this point you are trying to say, you made mention of something, talking about reconciliation. Where would Blavoi be when they finally reconcile with mommy and the rest? Where would you be after everything what you're saying right now? In short, you have no right to be calling mommy Evelyn Joshua mommy anymore, because mommy means my mother. The things you are saying, you are trying to turn it, but at the same time, you are trying to make people look as if she's a devil, she's this. In short, go and check one of your the comments on that video. Someone said mommy is a Jezebel, and that particular comment had like 10 other replies, and I've not seen any in your reply or your comment to counter that thing they said. It means indirectly that's the purpose why you made that live video, to create that bad impression against her and the synagogue of all nations. At this time, I'm still thinking you are still part of the Scoan, or you're now trying to be another Bisola to fight against the synagogue of all nations. Because everything, if you had sat down to listen to whatever you said that day, you will understand that you are now you've drawn a battle line with Mom Evelyn Joshua and the entire synagogue of all nations. If it is true, would you come out here to say mommy was imparted by wise man Daniel, the evangelists were imparted by wise man Daniel, if you are not indirectly drawing a battle line against the Scoan, mommy, and the evangelists? I want to be sure you know what they're saying. You said Blavoi, where would Blavoi be when they finally reconcile? All these things you are saying and doing against mommy, where would you either be? Would you be able to face mommy to say all these things? Would you be able to face mommy after everything you've said? All of us are also looking forward for that reconciliation. It will be the most happiest thing if they can reconcile and get back as a family again. And you said that the prophet and the prophetess helped Daddy build the church from the scratch. I've always been asking this question. Who was there first? Was it mommy that was there in the church first, or the disciples, the evangelists, the prophet, the prophetess? Who was there first? So you have to answer this question sincerely. You have to answer this question sincerely. Even before the conception and the inception of the synagogue of all nations, mommy was there. Don't always forget that. They were all serving in their different ways. They were not forced to serve. We know about all these things. So don't bring one-sided story. They left in anger. You've not talked about what happened that morning before they left. You've not talked about the things. You're just trying to make pence and make mommy look bad. If mommy want to talk now, everybody will say, mommy should not talk. But you're talking. You've not told everybody that the disciple left the church and was already staying at the prayer mountain. Have you said that? You've not said that. You've not mentioned that they called lawyers that afternoon. Lawyers came from different, people were trying to. You've not talked about so many things. So let's put this thing low and work towards reconciliation. Reconciliation will only come out when we try to understand the differences and stop talking. But if you want us to keep talking, no problem. Let's keep talking. But you cannot talk against mommy, cannot talk against the church, and feel that nobody knows what you know. We know. We're only trying to keep quiet. We're only trying to make everything go like that and we talk about. I was staying at the synagogue of all nations. I know Anne. I know Yinka. I know all of them. The bottom line is that they left on their own. So please, let's not bring up these issues again. Let's get it down. And I don't know, as I said, I don't know your stand anymore. If you are fighting mommy, fighting the synagogue of all nations, or fighting the evangelists, I don't even know what you're doing. I've tried to understand the essence of that live video you did. But in any case, you know better and exactly what you're doing. Let's face this reconciliation and move forward. And when this reconciliation is over, all of us will resume at the synagogue of all nations. Nothing will happen. And we'll see as a family. We talk, we greet, because that's why we are here. What we want is peace, is restoration, and nothing else. So don't feel that if they finally reconcile, we'll not be able to come to Scoan for what, how, what happened. All right, guys, so that is it. I know you were waiting for this video. I know you guys were all waiting for this video, so let's bygone be bygone. God bless all of you. Have a beautiful week ahead of you.